Good morning, student. Very good morning, everyone. I am Fareen Khan, and today I am going to start with a new lesson of moral science, that is the missing toe. All right, the missing toe, see the good in everything. Let's start with road ahead. It is so easy to be influenced by negative ideas, but so difficult to see the positive side of things. When we train our mind to see good in everything, life becomes easy and meaningful. Train your mind to see the good in everything, just like chief advisor in this story. So, what this story is going to teach us, this story is going to tell us that we should see positive in everything. We should not see negative, rather, we should see good in everything. We should see positive in everything. So, as there is chief advisor in this story, he used to see everything positive, everything good in this story. So, let's start with the story. In one of the India's little kingdom, there lived a king who was fond of hunting in wild places. His chief advisor was a very intelligent man and also a very optimistic one. He always saw the good and positive side of things. In fact, so strong was his habit of finding good in everything that at times this annoyed the king. So, what kind of person this advisor was? He was very, he used to see everything. Uh, he's a very optimistic man, and he sees whatever he sees, he finds something positive in it. He always saw the good and positive sides of things, and he's so strong of this habit. He's so good in this habit that he sometimes this habit of his annoyed the king. One day, when the king and his advisor were on a hunting trip, the king decided to have a fresh coconut for his breakfast. Seeing a coconut tree near at hand, he raised his sword to cut down a coconut. But as luck would have it, his sword slipped from his hand and came crashing down one of his toes, cutting it off. So one day, when king was trying to to cut the coconut for his breakfast, by mistake the sword slipped from his hand, and because of that one of his toes cut off. Limping over its advisor with loud shout of pain, he was terribly shocked to hear the later say, "Ah, that's wonderful." But though he was hurt, the king was hurt, his toes was cut off, but still his advisor said, "Oh, that's wonderful." "What?" yelled the king. "I cut off my toe and say you say that it's wonderful." "That is a real blessing," replied but he said that, "See, I have cut off my toe and you're saying it's wonderful." So in this, what the advisor replied, "Yes, it's a blessing, Your Highness. Behind this bad accident, there is something good which we cannot see now." The king was furious to hear this. He had seen a dry well nearby, and being a strong man, he picked up his advisor and threw him into the well, when he set out to limp back to his fortified town and castle. So now he really got angry. King really got angry and says, "What is the good behind it?" So what he did, he just he was a very strong man, so he picked up his advisor and he threw him into the well. Next page. This meant, however, walking down a dense jungle inhabited by wild headhunter tribals who thought that the king, being royalty, would make an excellent sacrifice for the month's festival. The tribal warrior carried him to the tribal priest. It was a duty of the tribal priest to approve all the offerings that were present to the tribal god. So now, while he was going back to his town and castle, he has to cross the jungle, and while crossing the jungle, he was being abducted, he was being caught by tribals, and they thought that the king would be very good and excellent to sacrifice for Man's festival. He was particular to see that the item to be offered to God was perfect in all respect. While assessing the king's body, the priest observed that he was lacking one toe. "I am sorry," he told the king, "but we cannot use you for this holy sacrifice. God will not accept who is not full bodied. You will have to go." So while priests were examining him before the sacrifice, what he saw, that the one toe was missing, and as he was imperfect, so he cannot be offered as sacrifice. Naturally, the king was delighted and began hobbling away towards his palace. He thought what his advisor was right. Indeed, there was a hidden blessing behind the accident. As fast as his one wounded leg would allow, he turned round and went back to the well where he left his advisor. The advisor was standing down in the well and whistling happily to himself. So he was very happy. He realized that whatever the advisor was saying was correct. And when he reached to that well back again, he saw that he was standing in the well and he was happily whistling. Now, the king managed to reach down for enough to grasp the hand of the advisor and with great effort to pull him up. Then he apologized for having thought him a fool. "Oh, how sorry I am that I threw you in there," said the king. "I was taken prisoner by some wild tribal warriors who were about to make me a holy sacrifice to their god. Then they saw that my toe was missing and let me go. And you foretold all this in a way. Please forgive me for throwing you in the well," said the king. "You need not to apologize at all. It was a blessing that you threw me down the well and left me there," said the advisor. So then king told all the my whole story to the advisor, that how the tribal people caught him and they were ready to sacrifice him, but because of the missing toe they said that I am imperfect, so they will not sacrifice me. And but still he was feeling sorry that he threw his advisor in the well. But reply to this, what he said is that again he said, "No, it was a blessing that you have threw me in the well. Now how are you going to make something positive out of that?" Queried the king. "Well," smiled the advisor and said, "if I had been with you, they would have surely taken me for their sacrifice." So he says, if I would have been with you, then instead of you, they would have sacrificed me. I hope the story is clear to everyone, and I will be sending PDF either in the group or in the Google Classroom, PDF of the question answers of this lesson. Um, uh, Either in the Google Classroom or in the group, that you will be informed. And again, go through the story, read the story very carefully. If any problem, you can ask me. Thank you so much, class. Bye bye.